Go ahead.
Okay, our mission. Helping Parents Heal is a nonprofit organization dedicated to assisting bereaved parents. Through support and resources offered, we aspire to help individuals become shining light parents, meaning a shift from a state of emotional heaviness to one of hopefulness and greater peace of mind. HPH goes a step beyond other groups by allowing the open discussion of spiritual experiences and afterlife evidence in a non dogmatic way. Helping Parents Heal affiliate groups welcome everyone, regardless of religious or non religious background, and encourage open dialogue. Attendance at all Helping Parents Heal meetings is voluntary. All discussions that take place at affiliate led meetings are confidential. We hope that participants will learn from and share with each other. Zoom meetings run by leadership are not confidential. These meetings typically feature guest presenters and are posted on YouTube so that affiliate members worldwide can watch and benefit. Neither type of Helping Parents Heal meeting is designed to replace traditional therapy or spiritual counseling. Helping Parents Heal offers a wide variety of speakers, allowing parents to learn about many possible ways to heal. This includes presenters covering progressive topics such as afterlife evidence and connecting with our children who have passed. The views expressed by our guest speakers may or may not reflect the opinion of Helping Parents Heal leaders and members. So we ask that you take from their presentations whatever may benefit you personally. Welcome, everyone. Thank you, Drew. We're so excited to have you here tonight.
Thank you, Irene. That was beautiful. And I do want to just introduce Drew a little bit because it's always amazing, if you haven't heard his story, to think that he started from a very different background. And of course, he did have abilities when he was younger, but he went into something totally different, kind of like a lot of our mediums that we have on Helping Parents Heal, which is pretty cool. Born a natural medium and psychic, Drew largely ignored the presence of these gifts throughout what would be considered his normal life. That is, until a series of traumatic losses and life-altering events brought forth a latent, enhanced spiritual awareness that he was simply no longer able to ignore. From that point forward, Drew became relentless with his thirst for spiritual understanding. He attended this prestigious Arthur Findlay College of Mediumship and Psychic Sciences in England, and went on to spend years working and in training and development across the globe, learning from the best of psychic medium mentors, and of course, the world of spirit. Drew's devotion to the development, understanding, and education, as well as having provided thousands of sessions as a psychic guide, intuitive, evidential medium, trance healer, Reiki Master Teacher, spiritual channel, and meditative facilitator, allows him to assist others in a variety of ways. As founder of the Cali Center for Healing, Education, and Intuitive Arts in Ramsey, New Jersey, and online, it is Drew's intention to provide a safe, sacred space for others as they experience their own unique journey as he mentors those who have developed a sensitivity to energy and who seek to further unlock their natural intuition and psychic self. His overall mission is to bring forth the teachings of a universal spirituality accessible to everyone, with which we may draw upon to collectively grow, heal, and explore our highest potential together. And so without further ado, and I know you all really want to hear Drew instead of hearing me, please join me in welcoming our wonderful Drew Cali. Welcome, Drew.
Hey guys, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Whenever I hear that, I'm always like, listen, I feel like I'm listening to someone else's bio. It's just funny. Thank you so much, Elizabeth and Irene. I know you guys do a lot. I know you all do a lot. It's always an honor and privilege for me to share this space, particularly more than any space that I work within. I had a 8-month, 1-week stillborn baby girl, early 30s. I just got back from overseas, and my mom had passed from cancer, and then my brother-in-law took his own life in a very violent way, And then I got cleaned up and sober, and then I started having these experiences, and things started kind of, so I consider these abilities, and because I don't float I don't have a bad phone to God, and I curse like a truck driver. So I didn't know what to do. People, like, I don't know, should I wear like a robe and like float around my house? Like, I don't know what to do. How do you be spiritual all of a sudden? So first things first is what I had to really understand was, what is this? And all the titles in the world just don't do it justice, because it's what is needed for the next person. It really is the bridge to whatever's next in the healing journey if you do it right and do it well. And the empath and the energy and the emotion of people or of beings or of energy is a natural thing for everybody. If, the psychic, the hearing, seeing, feeling, people are like, oh, if I don't see, I can't, it doesn't work. I was very confused by that, because one day I would hear, this is Jonathan, and I get everything right. And the next day, the names didn't work, but they were for people that were living, or it was like confusing. So some days it's like playing charades underwater, and other days it's like I have a satellite feed to a person who's sitting there whispering to me. But what it is not a two-way street conversation with an on-demand button. Like, let me get Uncle Jay, just be like, what do we want to ask him? Okay. Like, if I could do that kind of work all day, I would. It doesn't mean it doesn't work on occasion. It does, but it doesn't work all the time. And then when it doesn't, it could leave someone feeling like the person's not okay. Almost all the time. Are you sure they're not? Then they get like this bad feeling. So I was lucky to travel all over and learn evidence-based mediumship. And one of the reasons I think I got into that was because, first of all, I didn't use the name psychic until like 4 or 5 years ago, 4 years ago. I hated that word, because people would be like, should I have this baby? Like, should I do? I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, and I take my work very seriously, but for some reason, the mediumship showed up first and kind of led the way for everything else. I didn't know that all mediums are psychic and all that. And the more that I learn, the more I realize I don't know. Anybody that I hear has like a link, and I've sat down with the best of them and had conversations with the best of them, learned from the best of them. Most of us, at least in my opinion, have generally come to similar conclusions. And I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think we're supposed to know too much, for a lot of different reasons we can come up with. But the amount of information I can get, about certain things, if it helps you heal, is incredible. But if it helps us get us what I want, like, I can't read my own people. If I'm emotionally involved, I can't do it, because now I'm attached to the outcome. I would love to have a conversation with my mom, and in doing this in about 10 years, maybe 3 or 4 times, it felt like that. More or less, it's like a sign, or, the essence of, and I'm sure you guys get plenty of people talking about that. So if it's not a conversation like with some dude sitting here like, say December, like, what is it? To me, mediumship is the neon sign in the spiritual shop. And it actually is the consciousness of your loved one on the other side, blending with me using my psychic abilities to communicate. The psychic senses are the language. So, and if I'm tuned into you on a soul to soul basis, psychic just means of or related to the soul, then hopefully I can tune into the needs. Because it's not always about the wants. I know that, because if sometimes people come and sit in front of me and they're like, get my person, get my person, get my person, get my person. And it's just like, it's like they're playing a disco record in their head, and I can't do it for them. I don't know why. And it's not like, because everybody tells me I'm totally open, but they're not, we can't be. So as long as someone doesn't have an attitude, I don't mind skepticism. And I actually welcome that. And that's why I pursued evidential mediumship. I went to John Edward, a group of like 550 people, and he read for me, my sister, my family, and my dad was an undercover federal agent who basically, so he came up with his name. There's no way he could have got this name. I wasn't even on the list. And we walked out of there going, how the hell did he know that? And of course, out of all of us, we're like, oh my God. And that one person, my brother's like, I don't get it. So I still draw on those lessons that, like, I don't feel like it's my job to convince. I feel like I'll be the best communicator I can for your people. And I can't make your grandma your cat. I can't make Steve John. For some reason, though, the J's are pretty similar. Sometimes, some days I get Joe, it's Joe. Sometimes it's one syllable J. But I feel like I'm pretty good at kind of understanding. My first job is to know who's here, how do we know it's them, and who they're here for. How do we know they're here for the right person? If I have the right person, it'll start going quicker and get yes, 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 yes. If I have the wrong person, yeah, maybe, no, right? And I get a lot of people that are like, oh, it's for me. And usually when I get to the right person at this point in my work, I kind of know, you know. I sometimes my GPS could be a little bit off, but for the most part, even I'll be aware of someone, or they'll come up, or they'll say something, and I'll kind of know. And that goes the same way the other way, where if I'm with someone and it's something's misfiring, I might not be with them, or I might have something wrong that I have to flip. So one example of some odd things, and then I'll get started right away. I just remember being up in I had somebody come visit me from Saratoga to do readings, and it was these two ladies, and I remember just sitting there, or I was in Saratoga, I'm sorry, in New York, and I just kept seeing this little baseball bat in my mind's eye, like float into a dollhouse garage. And I remember just sitting there, like, I don't know what to say with this, man. And finally, I was like, what's with the bat in the garage? You guys just help me out. And they're like, oh my God, we killed a bat in the garage this morning with a baseball bat. And I was like, oh, I would have never that would have been my 999,000th guess. So sometimes it's beyond me. So if I'm saying something and it's close, give it to me, but don't make it fit, is what I'm saying, okay? I do get animals. And I always say, I don't know, mediumship can be such a beautiful thing, but I think that people can become numb to it if it's too accessible, and I feel like if it's not authentic, I'll say I'm not getting something. I'd rather give somebody their money back or not be able to read for them than, give someone half of a reading or a little bit and then try to make it work, because some people are so over emotional. They'll come into my office and no kidding, or just in Zoom, and I'll just be like, you understand the female? And they'll just be like, that's my mom. And they'll tell me everything. And I don't even have to like do my work. So I understand the emotions of it, but all I ask is you don't have to be like a yes, no, maybe. Because usually it's funny in Jersey, people are always like, no, and if it's a yes, they're like, maybe. Right? And I'm just like, come on, man. So look, like I said, I know this is a very difficult subject when it comes down to it. And again, I'm honored to be here. In the beginning, for about 4 or 5 years, every time I got someone's child, I would freeze because I was so afraid I was going to get it wrong, that I would get a few things, and then especially in groups, and I'd be like, so it's amazing that this ended up being a really big part of my work right now. So thank you for having me again. So as I connect, I have 3 people I feel like are coming through from spirit, and I feel like I have a mom, a dad, and I have a younger boy. And I feel like I need to talk about Tom. I also feel like I feel like I don't know if the younger boys would have the dad's middle name, but I know that there's 3 people. I know it's a mom, dad. I know there's this younger boy. I keep getting this P name like a Pat or a Phil. I keep seeing it though, so I'm not really sure exactly where that goes. And I would say that this younger boy would have had greenish blue eyes and would have been 7, 8, 9, or somewhere in that age. Does anyone understand this so far?
Deborah wrote she has a Tom, but Deborah, is this your son? Who is Tom?
Is there any way I could spotlight her or just see her? I don't know. There's so many people. Oh, is she chatting you?
She hasn't. That's all she did. She wrote, I have a Tom. That's it. Nothing else.
No.
Yes.
So if the name Tom throws you guys off, the name Tom does not have to be the boy's name. I actually felt it might be dad's, or it could be your husband's. I don't know, but I have to go with what I'm getting, the way I'm getting it. I keep getting showed stuff over and over, but I just want to stay with this right now. So I know that it feels like so Deborah, but Deb, is your mom and your dad passed, and your son?
Her son was older, she says, and his so I
Much older?
or
Okay.
yeah.
Um,
Um,
so let me just,
oh
I have to
Lord,
stay with this because I feel like I
Okay.
just heard no. I need to
sure.
stay with it.
I have a feeling that it might be Lori actually. And
Or Thomas. Do you see that, Elizabeth? Thomas
Yes.
is saying his parents are in spirit.
Okay. So it could be Lori or it could be Thomas. So, but he has a daughter with blue eyes, age 15. He was talking about a son.
Yeah. So this is where the one thing that I thought that I might have flipped is that the father passed, blah, blah, but there's a younger son that's here from the younger male that left. And the younger son here would have the green blue eyes. And if this is that person, then the person who left your son or this younger male would have taken their own life. Does that make sense? So it'd still be the same things, except there would just be, because I feel like I have two, but I still want to stay with this. So let me just kind of, because people get really stuck on the names. So I know that, hey, Thomas, no, I'm sorry to hear about your daughter. No. So to me, I just got it again. I got this boy is in spirit. This boy is in spirit. So look, if I'm wrong and it's not 7, 8, 9 and they're 3, 4, 5, 6, fine. If they're 10, 11, 12, fine, but they're not like 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, to me, this is a boy.
Yeah. Do you think it's Deborah, Elizabeth?
Yeah, I'm thinking, but 7, 8, 9 are. I mean, her son Tom
Completed suicide.
completed suicide.
Does he have a son here or does she have a grandson?
Good question.
Yeah, I think she said his brother is Joe.
Yeah, his brother's Joe. But
okay. So can I just hear her voice for a second?
Sure.
Can
I
we just
asked her
try it
to
that way?
unmute. Deborah,
Yeah,
can you
because
please
doing it
speak?
via comments will be really hard.
Hi, Deborah.
Hi, Drew. Hi.
Hey, Deborah, how are you? So listen, so don't be nervous. It's all good. All right. So we're all in a fishbowl on Zoom anyway, right? So so Deborah, are both mom and dad passed?
Just my father is. My mom.
Is your mother-in-law passed?
My mother-in-law has passed.
Okay. And is your mother-in-law the one that had the chest condition?
I don't believe so.
So this would have been cancerous and it would have led to like a chest condition, no?
No, she was just, I think it was just old age that she passed of.
Okay. And so so I'm very certain about certain things. So let me just stay with you for a second. So you had a son that passed, correct?
Correct, yes.
How old was he?
He was 21.
Okay, and this was by his own doing?
Yes.
Okay, and you're saying that he has a brother, but there's no younger boy here.
It's his not that I'm aware of anyway,
Yeah.
if he had, but he has a younger brother, Joe, who, Joe is
Okay.
younger.
So, but the green blue eyes, did your son have green blue eyes?
He had like blue-gray eyes.
It's close enough to me. If they're not brown, it's pretty good. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Blue-gray.
Do me a favor, give me his first name. Let me see if I can tune in because I'm just not sure. I feel like there's someone else that I have, but maybe it'll start changing. I'm not sure. So just what's his first name?
Tom.
Oh, it is Tom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't understand that so how old is your other son, Joe?
Joe is 23.
Okay. So
Tom would have been 25 now.
yeah, let me just stay with this for a second. I just want to make sure it's you or not, but now that we're this far along, nobody else is saying yes to all that other stuff, right? So first of all, I'm sorry for your loss. I know it's really, really difficult. Do you also understand though with your son, there was definitely like a little bit of a secretive, darker side?
Yes.
Okay. And like it's almost like it's competitive, but I don't want anyone to know. And it's like to me, that's a feeling like I don't want to be in the spotlight because like first of all, I feel like there's a level of him that feels either unlovable or unmanageable. Do you understand that?
Yes.
I'm sorry to say that, but I need to say it that way. And also because I feel like I keep wanting to numb and move and like not feel. and not feel. And also like he just doesn't understand why he's so exaggerated in certain ways. Do you understand that? And it's like out loud, like I feel like it's like, I don't get it. And then and I know, was this within the last 2 years or 2 years ago?
It
He
was
keeps showing me the number 2. Don't say what it is, just say yes or no.
close, I would say.
Okay, fair enough. I just want you to work with me on that, because if you tell me a little bit of the story, my ego will want to draw conclusions and I'll start changing what I get. Okay. So, especially at this point. So, and also, so do you understand that your dad would have been a softer man?
Yes.
Okay. Because I can feel them together, and the way that he comes, your dad just makes me feel like this open heart, and you were like that with him. So he just needs you to know that, like, I got him. And there's like, it's almost like they're similar in some ways, but complete opposite inside, right? So, and that, so I don't know what this is. Was your dad like the big, like, who chewed the gum like all the time?
Shoot the what?
Gum.
Gum?
Yeah. So your dad made this reference to like, I'm chewing gum and like the big league gum, like I'd be playing baseball. So it's like he's showing me like that he watched him come up and like, I don't know if he taught him stuff, but he keeps showing me this in a way where it's like something that would have been passed out. I don't want you to try to figure it out. Just say you're not sure. Just say you're not sure. If you try to figure everything out, it'll start going sideways. So also, are there, like, you guys had a bunch of animals too?
Throughout.
So do you understand like the 2 cats and the 2 dogs significantly?
I understand the dogs and 1 cat.
Okay, fair enough. I also feel like I just got to tell you that there's like this little boy, the little boy that I keep getting. So do you understand, was there a baby that did not come?
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you. Because sometimes, because I had a stillborn, sometimes I'm just super aware of this. I don't know why, and I can't get off of it. And sometimes people can be okay with it. But also, I just got to tell you that the first born into the family through your younger son or as a grand person for you will be a son, a grandson. Okay. I'm not going to tell you he's going to be the spinning image and blah, blah, blah. I don't know that. The eyes might probably, but I still feel like it's just a matter of them letting you know that they're here. And did you have like a sandy kind of dog or a golden retriever on the other side? Or a light brown?
Colored light.
Just say yes or no, or I'm not sure.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm just aware of that, and then I'm just aware of this softening with your son. But also, so do you understand that he was very purposeful with the way he did it?
Like
there were things that there might be questions, but like for you as a mom, you understand that this was on purpose?
Yes, I knew.
Okay. Because he keeps making me feel like sometimes I get question marks and people need like it one way or the other. But the way he's given it to me is like, she knows. And for that, it's like he was so angry, he just couldn't see anything.
Yeah.
He just couldn't see anything except red. And it was almost like adrenaline sickness. Like I just feel like I'm riding a wave and I can't get off of it. And I know the ideation and things like that are there, but I know. So also, did he do things like cutting or something? I feel like I would like maybe play with fire, things like that.
Yes, I believe so. Yes.
Okay. So I don't mean to get graphic. I just want to get evidential, so it's not stuff I could Google or whatever.
I'm cool. I'm good.
So, and what's the Pat or something? What is this? Did you understand that or no?
What?
You understand the P name? Like
Platt. My last name is Platt.
Oh, it's okay.
Yes.
Okay. I'm so disappointed when I look up and I see it on the screen. I just said, because I'm like, only because my brain is still so skeptical of everything I get. So I just need you to know too that, so do you understand? I just want to make sure I have this right. So both grandmas are passed, correct?
Yes. Oh no, actually my mom.
Oh, he makes me feel like there's
almost
2 grandmas.
She's
No, both of your grandmas.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Okay. So also, do you understand that your mother-in-law, and I don't mean to make this uncomfortable, could be uncomfortable sometimes or
Oh,
difficult. Okay. So I just know that I have her, and then one of the other ladies keeps showing me like some sort of cancer or like total takeover of the chest and respiratory issue. Okay. So when I said this about your mom-in-law before, I just need to go to like the other one of the females there that's older, like your grandma's. Okay. And hold on. Who's the B name, like Barbara or Brady? Yeah, I just keep hearing this B name, but it's like I get it in like I almost thought it was a nickname. Do you understand this?
female?
It doesn't matter. I just keep hearing this same name over, but it's like a almost like I thought someone was trying to get me like a weird name of a dog or something like a Bubbles or Bubbly, but I keep getting this two like a Barbara or Brienne. I keep getting this B name, and it's like they keep trying to get it to me, which means that like I'm close but not close enough. Okay. So is it? Don't ask me. Stop. Because every time I try to read, you keep it. I can feel you thinking. So in order for me to read for you, I need you to just let me lead. Let them lead. Okay. So do you understand the Brenda or the Brady?
No.
Just say no. Okay. So I'm just gonna write this down because I feel like I'm changing. Okay. And what about Richard? No. Say no. Okay. So when they give me stuff like this, they're trying to get me to someone else. So I just need you to know that your son is okay. And I got to tell you, I know that you've heard from him. This is funny. So he shows me like 4 times, and he just keeps showing me like the number 4. There were 2 significant or 2 before this, but there's 4 times, and he just keeps making me feel like he's not going anywhere. He keeps like it's almost like he has a baseball hat on. And he's still looking around. He's got to like check out the room, and I just feel like when I get this feeling from someone that they've come through a bunch of times, it's like he just wanted to give you a shout out. I don't get some cathartic message because I feel like you're getting everything you need, and he's just giving you this for that because he's the one who kind of dropped that pebble in the pool. He didn't understand was going to be what it is, and he so badly wanted to be more like your dad, so he's trying to learn. But they're together, everything's fine. I always feel like they're home, we're visiting. It's not the other way around. Okay. Still keep getting this other things. So I just feel like you're going to get some of this like after, because even as I'm trying to pull away from you, I get more names and there's like a backstory. It's like someone on the in-laws. When we get focused on our kids, we can miss anything. But I just feel like, hold on. Also, you're thinking and trying to tell me, let them lead because it gets in the way. The emotions will actually make it much harder for me to read. Okay. So do you understand that? I promise, like, I don't mean to be like a jerk. If you let them lead, that it goes so much differently because otherwise it sounds like we're having a conversation trying to figure out every piece and make it fit. And then I'm like, did I get that or did you? Right. And I don't want you coming away with that or anybody watching this that might be like, I'm not sure about that. Right. So when doing this work, it's not, I wish I could just tell you stuff to make you happy. In a one-on-one, I can go much deeper, much further over a much longer period of time. But with this, it's more, or in a family group or something. But with this, it's more like it's really about the evidence and them leading the way. I still get this over and over. So you still have your dad's like just yes or no. Do you understand the brown jacket?
Yes.
Okay. Was it military or is it just like a leather?
It's just it's
Like a jacket.
the jacket.
Okay. He kept showing it to me significant, like this is his jacket. So I just need you to know that
Is that my dad or my son? Yeah.
Listen, can you just say yes or no for me, or you're not sure?
Okay.
Because every time you ask me a question, you bring me into my brain, so I wouldn't even be able to continue. All right. So I'm going to leave you with that, but I really appreciate it. All right, and I hope you continue healing, and you're in the right place for sure. Okay. Thank you. Elizabeth, you were trying to get my attention
Ask me
before.
something. I'm sorry.
Sure.
Lori, who was also taking everything, she took everything that you said just now. She was private messaging me. Could we maybe pull her up because
Absolutely, because it feels, as you can see, I feel like
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
almost
I
like running over like
back. And
dirt
I
in a
know that
road
part
as
of it was
opposed.
for Deborah and part of it was for Lori,
Yeah,
but Lori got everything that maybe Deborah was missing. So if maybe we could pull Lori up. Irene,
sure.
can you find Lori and maybe unmute her?
Hi, guys.
Oh, there you
Hey, how are you?
are. Okay.
Hi, Drew.
How you doing, Lori?
Good. Not all of it fit. The 7-year-old boy didn't fit, and the little boy left behind. But my son, when he comes to me, he's always about age 7. But the mom, the dad, the younger boy, Tom is his dad. You said something about a middle name that was a family name. My
Yeah.
son's middle name is Martin. That was his grandpa's name. He definitely had green blue eyes. My mom in spirit passed away from lung cancer that took
Thank
over
you.
her whole body.
Because
We
when you
had,
get that feeling as a medium, you can't be wrong on how you feel.
yeah,
I could be
we,
wrong in the context of, is it with the living? Which generation? Is it your grandma? Is it your mom? Is it, I can get somebody's brother and think it's their husband because it's just like a step off or ex or whatever. But,
and the
when
2
you get a
cats,
feeling like that, so I appreciate that.
yeah,
Yeah.
2 cats and 2 dogs. He grew up with that. Barbara, it's his Auntie Barbie's birthday today. Um,
Thank you for validating
Richard,
all that.
Richard is his Uncle Rick, and his dad is Tom, and we just had a loss today. So,
And so
yeah,
also, do you understand, like, I know there's a Richard, but there's a Roger too?
that I don't know, and the jacket doesn't fit for me. But everything else you said was him and
Okay.
fit. And
And also, so I just want to make sure I don't continue off of something that's not here. So I just really appreciate that. So, but you didn't accept the younger male, correct?
I don't accept the younger male that's here, although he has got lots of younger cousins, but he did not leave a son here.
No, but your son passed. How old was your son?
My son was 19, but he
That's
definitely
okay.
didn't feel 19.
Yeah. So I don't want to make this fit. And like I feel like you just took perfect notes. And I feel like this is just like a hello from heaven because I just feel like it's really important that sometimes I always ask that I don't sacrifice quality for quantity, but in a group, sometimes it does move quickly. And it's, to me, some nights mediumship is very like heavy on, like it'll talk to people about, you're codependent. Like it can get really, really like into that. And then other times it moves very quickly and there's just things that I couldn't know and just let you know everybody's together. And this is kind of part of one of those. So Lori, do you understand the name Frank in spirit?
Nope. So maybe it's not for
Yeah.
me.
So listen, so I just need to let you know that, are you sure it's not Frank or Frankie? So
Not
just remember I
that
said this. Okay.
okay.
Um, I gotta move then. Um, and I need you to know too also that your dad's in spirit as well, correct?
Yes, for sure.
I just get this really, really warm, big figure, and I just feel like it's really important that he's there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Okay, guys, I just got to tell you, there's one other person, Thomas J, who has been texting me as well, telling me that all of this fits him and he has a Franken spirit too. So I think
Okay.
we're working off of
That's
3.
who it is then.
So,
Round 3.
I mean, it's
thanks,
really
Lori.
interesting because tonight this is different than a lot of other nights, but really he just kept private messaging me all the things that are fitting for him, and he just feels like this reading is for him. So it's for Lori, it's for Deborah, and it's for him.
Yeah, and I would just leave it at that because I feel like um, probably because I'm so used to doing my own Zoom. So I'll like scroll through and I'll like kind of know who I'm drawn to in a way, or I'll kind of, I need to hear somebody's voice quick sometimes, um, if it's unclear, but maybe it was intended like that. I mean, is it ever not, right? So I appreciate you guys giving me the feedback. Let me just step away from that for 1 second because I definitely have somebody else that's coming forward. And I just want to make sure before Lori, you get unspotlighted. So do you understand older woman like the Joan or Joanne?
Yeah, my mom's name is Joan.
Okay, she passed, correct?
Correct. She's the
Okay.
one with the chest problems
Yeah.
with the lung that
So
overtook
she keeps making me feel like, and you have a sister or there's two girls?
Garrett has two sisters. Yeah,
Okay.
and she has two sisters.
So who's the nurse?
Grandma Bernice that you talked about.
Oh, okay. Did you guys call her something like BB or anything different? Like I felt like it was like instead of Bernadette or whatever her name was, did you call her something else?
Just, well, Bernie or,
Okay. Maybe that's why I wasn't getting it because I kept getting like it was a two-syllable B. But also, do you also understand Mom with the little white dog?
oh yeah, yeah.
Okay. So there might be, I just get this one. And I just need to stay also. I just keep getting different variations of this B name. Like I want to go to Barney, Bernie. Hold on. So, and also there's this really important E name like Evelyn or Yvette. Do you understand this? Or Ellen? But it's like
Elaine,
okay, who's that?
Elaine? Maybe my sister-in-law is Elaine that,
So she passed though?
she's not passed, she's,
Got it. Okay, don't say
she's
anything.
here.
So they would bring her up. Okay.
The E name, oh no, not,
Yeah,
is,
it's all right. So I just feel like this is more up. It would be like more like Elizabeth, or I just feel like it's somebody's middle name or first name that became somebody's middle name. But also, why is November so important with you or your mom or your
Yeah.
child?
November is when my son
Okay.
transitioned.
So also, do you understand too that now you mentioned now I've heard you guys talk so much, and usually I don't like that because now I have to think, did they say that or did I get that? So let me just, so you did say he was 19, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So, and do you also understand, I don't know how he passed, I didn't get any of that, right? The feeling that I get with him is that he keeps trying to bring like a big light, like he's funny. This is a feeling that I get, like he's going to keep it light. He's going to keep it light. Like he puts a spotlight out and Sinatra comes out, but it's like the alien. So he's like showing me like funny shit so
Yeah.
that it's like, this is how he'd be and this is how you would know him. And like, he's not going to go deep. He's not going to go dark and he's not going to go into this space, but he just needs you to know that he's with everyone else. And he finds it actually like challenging now to try to explain what it's like over there. Either you're asking or people are asking, I guess, because he keeps making me feel like, and that they can only give so much. It's like, so what he's saying to you is like, Ma, I want to give more, but this is all we can give. Like, this is all we can give. So please know that. And I know you must journal like every day. Is that true?
Yeah, I write a lot.
Okay.
Yes.
Because, and it's with a pen. Okay. Because he just keeps showing me like he's with you and I could feel the emotions and the part out of the pen. It's really important. And I don't know that you wrote him a letter or you wrote him letters, but I feel like if you haven't, you should. Okay. And I also feel like, do you also understand that there's just this feeling like, did you not get to say goodbye or something?
Totally not. Totally
Okay.
unexpected.
Okay. Because whatever this feeling is, it's like he keeps making me feel like I jump from one side to the other. And she was like, what the hell? And he just needs you to know that actually you're protected because it would have crushed you to actually have been able to do something about it or watched him. You know, and my mom passed over a 2-year period, and my best friend's growing up's mom, he had to come back from Arizona just to say hello before they basically made the decision. And 10 years later, we had a conversation about it. And just for all of you out there, and I was like, man, I wish I had your circumstance. He wished he had mine. I never thought about it like that because that for the first time, I was like, oh, like I wouldn't have accepted it. I probably would have been in shock for a long, long period of time. But also, there were some things that I could have went without seeing. And, you know, so I just want to say that to all of you guys out loud. When they come through, they teach. And, you know, all of us have a certain circumstance like why. And I've been to war. I know people that lost 2 kids a week apart and they were the only kids. So I'm not saying to compare. I'm just saying that we all feel very similarly, and we just usually handle it differently. And you guys having each other is really important. Also, he keeps showing me this, like there's this really important aspect of mental health for you. Do you understand that? So either he's saying that like you're very mentally strong, or you went and got counseling and it really helped.
I think he's saying I'm mentally strong.
Okay, so maybe you need to go to counseling. But I keep getting that over and over, like, and that as much as you can be mentally strong, this isn't something you could bulldoze through. You know, this is something that you have to sit with. And emotion is energy in motion, you know? We can't let it get stagnant. I know it sounds very simplistic, but it's true. And I've witnessed a lot of people come in. I deal with death and disease and divorce and destruction on a daily basis. And the trajectories over people's healing paths is solely predicated on one thing, and that's how you handle it and the decisions you make, usually early on, or the people that you surround yourself with. And I just feel like he keeps giving me, your mom keeps showing me too, that I don't know what this is. So did you take care of her at the end?
I took care of my mom, yes.
Okay, because I know you said you're not the nurse, but she puts the nurse hat on you. And like, thank you for my
Definitely.
feet, but I got my feet back. She keeps giving me that.
Definitely.
And like, I don't know if she was a big walker, or is that you? Say you're not sure if it's okay. I don't want to make it fit. She did?
No, me.
Okay. Because there's just something about like, after I said that, it's like I get up, put my shoes on, I gotta go. It's like she walks with you, because when your body's moving, you're not thinking as much. And you get your best intuition sometimes like that. It's like meditation for you.
Mm-hmm.
And also, what's the big deal with the A name, like an Amber or something? Do you understand this? If you're not sure, just it's fine. So
No.
I just keep getting this big capital A, A-M. Keep getting this. So I just need you to know that they're together, and I know you know that, but also I feel like it's important that the writing continues. But so does life. That's what he just said, not me. All right, that so does life. And also, it's important. I got one other thing, and if this is not for you, I got to move. Do you understand Danielle or Daniel?
No.
Okay. One thing I keep getting over and over and over. Like it's like there are no goodbyes. He needs you to know that. And it wasn't easy for him too, but he keeps making me feel like it's so important that you understand that and trust that. Because I'll ask you one question. So you believe in an afterlife, right?
Totally.
And so when we believe in an afterlife, even if we can't describe what God is, to me, it's got to be, I'm Irish and Italian. You can't get any more Catholic, and religion doesn't really work for me. But whatever works. And I'll do a rosary, like whatever works, as long as it's good, right? So I just keep getting this one question that pulsates through me. It's like, just don't forget, it's not about believing, it's about behaving like you believe. Because that'll lead you to trust more, okay? And feel better. So I just keep getting that over and over. You know, we feel better, people seem better.
Yeah, I know what that means.
Okay. And Dad's living, correct? His dad.
Yes.
Okay.
His
Are you
dad is
guys
Tom.
separate?
No.
Okay. So do you guys do totally? He is not part of this at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
In that
Because he just
aspect,
shows me two different like
yes,
paths.
absolutely.
And he just makes me feel like it's funny because he's like, I got him. I got him. He needs his time, but you need to do it by example. You need to do it by example. And
Totally.
I keep getting pulled to something else, so I'm going to stop with you. All right. So thank you, and thank you
Thank
for the
you.
validations. I really appreciate you coming on. Thank you. I can stay with you for a while. If I don't stop, I won't. So I know I said the name Daniel before, but I need to let me just start clean here for a sec, because I just want to make sure, because everyone has a John or a Mary, and I'm not saying it's not your person, but just let me kind of see. Okay, so Valerie, do you want to try? I don't know that I have your son. Was your son between like 17, 18, 19? Valerie? Or was he what was his age? I mean, early 20s is fine, but
Valerie, can you answer in the chat maybe? Hmm. She just said absolutely. So Valerie, are you still with us? Did you want to unmute Valerie or?
I asked her to unmute.
Okay.
Hi, Valerie.
Zoom's so funny.
I know.
You know, it's like passing the baton. What? You know,
Yeah.
I'm having such
once
hard
you get
time. Can you
above
hear
like
me?
50. Yes.
Hi.
Hey, Valerie, don't tell me anything. Just hang tight. Don't tell me anything. So, Valerie, your son's name was Daniel and he passed, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Was he a younger male or was he a boy?
He was a younger male.
Okay. And I just want to make sure. So, do you understand that he was tough?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Do you understand that he would come off as tough?
Hold on a second. Something's wrong with my phone. Hold on a sec. Okay, say it again.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Get situated. Just get situated.
Here we go. Say it again. I'm sorry. Yeah, here we
That's
go.
okay. So, do you understand that he would have been tough?
He would have been tough.
Would people consider him like, would he come off as almost tough? And I don't
He
mean
consider-
like difficult, but like, I feel like it's like, I need people to perceive me as tough. Like, don't mess with me.
He considered himself tough. Yes.
So just give me a yeah, that makes sense. No, it doesn't. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So because I just want to make sure that I'm with you. I don't know yet. Do you also understand that he would have looked more like you than Dad?
No.
Okay. So hang on. So, and do you understand the other, do you understand the name Anthony?
No, Anthony.
So when I get something this big in the beginning, if I keep going, I feel like it's going to be this similar. So just hang on.
Okay.
If it's for you, do you understand Dad would have passed and be in the spirit world?
His dad is not in the spirit world.
Your dad.
My dad is also here.
Yeah. So I'm not with you. Maybe just take it as like a quick hello, but I don't feel like I'm with you.
Okay.
Okay? And
My
unfortunately, I can't make it.
Yeah, my husband's father is dead, though. My husband's father is passed. Daniel's grandfather, the other grandfather.
I'm sorry. I'm
Okay, it's okay. Thank you, though.
Yeah, I don't want to force it because it just
Yeah.
doesn't work like that.
Yeah, but thank you
though.
so much. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just keep going to this same thing. Let me just stay here for a second. So Anthony and his uncle Danny was, okay, so let me just go a little further though. So the woman who just spoke, so with the Anthony that passed, to me feels like this would have been drugs or alcohol. Would one of you understand that?
Yes. Let's
So
see.
Lisa, did I just go with Lisa? Who's Lisa?
Lisa.
No, Lisa is someone else.
I feel like Lisa might be the person. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got Margaret saying that it's probably Lisa.
I asked her to unmute. Hi,
Okay.
Lisa.
Hello.
I've never had it this busy where people are like, say this, say that. It's crazy. So Lisa, sorry for your loss. So you understand your son's name is Anthony?
Yes.
And you understand that he would have passed and it would have been like a drug or alcohol related deal?
Yes.
Okay. Do you understand also he would have been considered a partier?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Because I feel like I come in the room, it's like, yay! That's how I feel. That's how I feel. I could light up a room and it's like, it doesn't matter how bad I look. I can make everyone else feel good and then I don't have to feel bad. Like that's how I feel. And I feel like I want everybody to be happy and be comfortable and kind of like there's this like macho, but there's this real softness with him. And it's like teddy bear softness, but I don't mean, but also like he must have been thicker, or if he wasn't thicker, he just makes me feel like he was going to be who he's going to be. He must have loved food. I'm sorry. That's just how I get it. Okay.
He was just he was a thick person, but he was
okay, fine.
Right.
That's fine. Listen, this is never a judgment. I'm telling you, you waste too much time worried about that. Like, 'cause it's not even like that. I just get like I'll even get things a little bit exaggerated so I don't miss it. But the feeling is, also that he just liked to be around people. I feel like he needed to be around people. He needed to be around people, and then he didn't like to be around people.
Yes.
Do you understand that? And it's like things got darker. And I just feel like he makes me feel like the train was coming off the track way before this happened. Do you understand that?
I do.
Okay. And do you also understand that he had issues with his girlfriend?
Yes.
Okay. And there was like, I don't know if it was a fallout, but there's like a breakup or a fallout or an argument. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Even if it's a conversation or a situation that I couldn't get, it's fine. Because he just keeps highlighting this over and over. And it's like, there's a lot of anger around that, or kind of like, I feel like, does she feel like she pushed him or something over the edge? Or do you feel like she pushed him?
I do, yeah. I feel
Okay,
like,
good. So you have to get off of that.
okay.
Completely get off of that. Because for him to bring me to that first is lesson number one. He just keeps making me feel like, Ma, come on. Like, you're going to hold, because that makes you feel better. Like, nobody could make me do anything. Could you? Nope.
Right.
So how could she? So, you know, when we have that resentment because she reminds you of him and she's the thing that should have stopped him and all that, I get it. I get it. I do. You know, I would say that, I would say all the cliche things, but the one thing he just needs you to know is that, like, Ma, you were always all about love with me. You can't change that now.
Right.
You can't change that now, because if in the absence of love, you'll turn it into anger or hate or venom, and that'll eat you up. And he doesn't want to see that. He doesn't want to see that. And also that it's just like he shows me like traditional Italian stuff, like we're cooking on a Sunday and the gravy and all this, and he's just like making me feel like it's all about family. It's all about family. Hold on. So do you have a brother and a sister?
A sister. But he was really close to his Uncle Danny.
Okay. Do you also understand, though, the other name, like a Jay or Jason? Jared? I keep getting this. It's all right. Like, don't worry about it. I don't want you to overthink it. I keep getting this with him living. I don't feel like this is taking me to the next person, but tonight's been a little nuts, so I don't know. But so you understand Daniel was similar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And hold on. So did Daniel have the heart issue though?
No, he did not.
So do you understand that he went similarly though?
Yes.
Okay. Because he keeps making me feel like pointing at this like we broke your heart.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't get that way at first. Don't tell me anything. I know you want to. Don't. Okay. Because I feel like he keeps making me feel like it's almost like when you heard you had a heart attack.
Yeah.
Right. And that. So do you understand Daniel went first?
Yeah.
Okay. Because he makes me feel like I was there. I was waiting. I was there. I was waiting. I was able to.
Yeah.
So who's like the two M's, like Mima or something? Do you understand that? It's like an unusual name. Like my daughter calls one of her grandmas Mimi, which I never used. And then there's Grandma. But there's this like two M's, Mima, like this. Or did they call you No, they wouldn't call you Mama, would they? I don't know if it's that simple, but Mimi? No, I don't want to make it fit. Like I really don't. I'm really against that, because then it's like I've worked so hard to not do that, and I think it's too easy to do, especially if it's half good. So I want to stay with the good, and it's because they're leading. I also know that Anthony just keeps giving me that. You know, it's so funny because now that he's a saint. He's like, I'm a saint. Everyone else sucks. I'm a saint. So just be careful of that. Be careful of that, because it's too easy to make everyone else out to be the problem and you to be the answer.
Right.
All right. And if that's when we're at our scariest, you know, with one finger pointing out, three are pointing back, because we have 3 times the power to change within and around us. Right.
Yes.
And it's funny. It's like, I know that you are the boss. That's how I get it with him.
Yeah.
Do you understand this? I
Yeah.
know that you are the boss. And he's just like, just stay the boss. Stay the boss. But don't stop loving, because if you stop loving outward, you'll stop loving inward.
Mm-hmm.
All right? And he doesn't
And I've
want
been
that.
working on that.
He doesn't want that. Also, why is April so significant?
April is my birth month.
A beautiful
And
happy
his
birthday.
daughter's.
So it's coming up. Absolutely. Happy birthday. And is there one on the 8th?
Mine's on the 4th, but his daughter's is on the 16th. 2016th. The 16th. He has
So
a
who's
daughter.
August?
My dad.
Okay. So because it kept, even after I said 8, it kept getting that. And I know that that's so funny. So who was sober? Was it your dad?
Yeah, my dad is sober.
Excellent. Okay. So those two, the way it came was like dad and then it's sober, right? So is he still alive?
Yes.
Okay, don't say anything else.
Okay.
So, but he got sober like the long way. Do you understand that?
Sober, yeah.
Okay. So the way that I get that is that either he was in AA or like it was known that there's the word sober or clean is used. Okay. Is that true?
My dad never drank, really.
So he was just considered sober or no? Like what's the word sober?
Sober.
Did Anthony try to get sober and couldn't do it?
He may have.
Yes or no? Okay, you don't know. So hang on. So it makes sense that your dad never drank, but it's on your dad's side, correct? Because his dad did.
Yeah.
Okay. And is that the John Anthony or Anthony John?
No.
And I also get William. So I have a bunch of like names that are used, but they go up at least one generation. It's all right. I don't want you to think too much. Are you from Naples?
Naples?
And Calabria? Yeah.
No, I'm from Bloomington, Indiana.
No, but is there a part of the family from there?
Not that I know of. It was Naples, Florida, but not.
Oh, okay. Just say yes. Come
Yes.
on.
Yes.
Come
well,
on.
that's
You guys are killing me. There's 2 Naples in the world. Come on. All right.
Okay.
Fair enough. So I just feel like don't forget how far you've come. Don't forget how far you've come. Yeah. And you don't need to be right.
I'm learning that.
Yeah. I just heard Anthony's funny. He's like the hard way. So, but I do need you to know that they got your back. But you also need to keep participating. You don't just get better one day.
Right.
If you do unplug, you'll be the only one that knows you're not well. Right. I'm sorry. You'll be the only one that thinks you're not unwell.
Right.
And everyone else will be like, stay away. And I just feel like I got to say this. I say this once in a while. Sometimes we have to like train our family. Like it's okay if I'm a basket case. Don't stay away from me. I saw my sister. I saw other people go through this. We went through this. People don't know how to ask. How's it going? And it's like, really? You gonna fucking ask me that? Seriously? Right? And what happens 2 weeks after the service? Everyone disappears and then they don't know how to call up and ask. And it's not that they don't want to. And what starts happening is I feel like there's a lot of these, or you feel this. And I feel like we'll start like isolating in a way that keeps everyone at bay, and they don't want to disturb us and they don't know how. And it just becomes a wall that doesn't go away. So you almost have to you have to have people that you can call and people within your family that understand. You got to let me be a basket case some days. And you got to let me talk about them some days. We don't have to obsess about it. I won't go 30 minutes into the problem. Give me 5 minutes though. And I just feel like you shouldn't be, it's okay to make progress doing that. We don't have to do it perfectly, but they don't have to be all in or all out either. Cause I feel like you're like that with with the people around you. It's kind of like with this, it hurts too much where it's like, if you don't get it, fuck you, and if you get it, okay. And I just feel like, please know that there's people, because there's a lot of love around you that's living. And I just feel like they don't know how to engage. So maybe just drop them some nuggets here and there and let them know that, and I'm telling you, because it's important that you stay really connected to him and to them.
Yes.
Okay. One other thing before I go, just yes or no. Do you understand very, very strongly in your life or in his life, Steve?
Steve.
That's no. Okay.
No.
Thank you. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you.
And I wish you all the best. Absolutely.
Yes, you too.
So Elizabeth, I know a lot of people are messaging, but can I do one more, but just do it start fresh?
Yes. You can.
Sure.
Yes, you
Okay.
can. We would love for that to happen. Go ahead. Yes.
The feeling that I get is that I have Steve in spirit, but he's older. Okay, so this would be somebody's husband or dad, but I feel like this would be somebody's husband or brother. I don't know why I'm getting the relationship a little bit screwy. So the one thing I didn't say in the beginning is I'm okay if I'm a little bit off on relationships. And I'm not trying to be funny. Today, nowadays, sometimes I get a male that was a female or a female that was a male. I can get that, but like I can't, again, the way that I'm getting this, it's like, hold on. So I have Steve and what this is. Somebody keeps showing me that they gotta have a Boston connection. Does anyone understand that so far? I don't care if Steve's living or passed, but I keep getting this about this Steve and this Boston connection. Because I keep getting it like this person's an expat, like an expat, like an expatriate or expat. So either they were a Northeasterner and they moved to Florida, or they were, I just keep getting this reference to Boston over and over. Steve, that is a brother-in-law older than me. So that makes sense to me, Sunday. So can you come on? Because brother-in-law would make sense why I was getting it kind of like husband or father, and he's an older brother-in-law. So to me, there's no difference in sister-in-law, cousin, friend. I'll get like a sister, and then it'll turn out to be a best friend. In-laws depends. But let me just try this. So do you understand? Oh, I don't want to start too fast. But do you also is she there?
Well, I'm asking if
Yeah, she's unmuted. She is unmuted.
Okay.
Sorry, I know I start going all Jersey fast. Sorry.
That's okay. Hi, Sunday.
Hi.
Hey, Sunday, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. So I can't see you. Is that correct? We can just hear her?
I don't know where she is.
I mean, it's okay. I just want to make sure I'm seeing it right.
I have my video.
There you are. Hello.
are.
Okay, so Sunday, you understand? So Steve was your brother-in-law that passed?
Yes.
Okay. So also, don't worry. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing because now it gets quiet. So sometimes they're just trying to get me to somebody. Okay. Do you also understand a younger female that would be in spirit? Okay.
Yes.
So I just need you to just know that they were trying to get me there for her. Okay. Would this be your daughter?
Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry for your loss. Okay. And is there like tattoos or butterflies?
Yes.
Okay. So just know it's really important that this is how it's supposed to work, guys. Like where it's so clear and crisp when you get to the right person, there's just no doubt.
Can I say
And
something?
I don't know yet. Please wait, because then my mind starts coming in, guys. I promise if I could do that flawlessly, I would, but it starts influencing me. So let me just let them lead, okay? And Sunday, if I can, I'll try to give you room, but if I stop, I don't know that I'll be able to pick back up, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So she so badly makes this big appearance. Are there two girls? Did you have another daughter?
No.
Okay. Do you
But
understand?
yes.
Okay. You understand that? Okay. I know. So I know. So also that you're also very mediumistic or intuitive, correct? You have to be. So do you understand? I never am wrong on this. So do you understand that sometimes either you feel like you hear whispers or you're going crazy? And I know we all can when we lose our people, but for you, I'm telling you,
Yes.
this is trying to get you to look at that aspect of you, because for some of us, for me, dude, if you knew me 12 years ago, we'd both be laughing that I'm having this conversation. I'm telling you. I'd be like, you fucking kidding me? I'm going to go make money and get drunk. Like 12 years ago, like honestly, before like death and like the after effects of war. And I'm only saying that with all due respect, that we don't pay attention to something until we have to. And then with this, when it started presenting itself, it became not only calls me, it lights me up. It's everything for my life. And it also can be a big piece of healing for everybody, or for some of us. For you, I feel like you really need to look at that. Also, mom passed too, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And I know that she had it. She had it. Okay.
I
All right. What's
don't
with the
know.
3 girls? So are there 3 sisters? Are you one of 3, or is your mom one of 3? And just say no if
No,
you're not. Okay.
no.
So
But
she's
there's
pointing
3.
out you. Right. So just know that it's like, but she keeps showing me that there's like gifts that go up. Okay. And also, hold on. So dad passed too.
Yes.
Okay. Um, I don't know why. Does he on any reason? Were you near Maryland?
That's where my daughter passed.
Okay. And I don't know why your dad keeps showing me, like, he kept showing me the Maryland, and then he showed me the river. So I think he was just trying to get me to that area. Okay. Which I've never said Maryland and gotten it right, except for like military stuff. So I give him a lot of credit. They really trying to come through for you. They just need you to remember that you can't shut off the vulnerability. The vulnerability, the ability to be vulnerable, and the willingness to be vulnerable still is what makes us strong. Okay. So in order for you to be so sensitive to all this stuff, it's so important that just honor this stuff that's coming to you that sounds like you're losing your stuff. Because I was going to therapy and I'm like, dude, just tell me that picture's real, please. And I literally thought I should be locked up because I'd hear it out loud sometimes you don't mind, but I just feel like it's not, you don't have to go become a medium tomorrow. That's crazy. It shouldn't wreck your life, but it can be something that you can really look at and it can enhance your life. Just the intuitive aspects of understanding that inclination and the instinct and that they're very real. I mean, most of us all have a story when we didn't listen to our gut, we paid for it. You know, with this, it's just really important. And also, hold on. So I don't know why I just keep seeing this letter H. Do you understand that? So it's almost like I've never seen it like this. And when I get just a letter, I don't want to make it what it's not. So just give me a second, okay? The fact that we got Maryland and we got all this other stuff, I don't want to mess with it, okay? And also, so you're really big into angels or fairies? Say no.
Angels. Angels.
Okay, because I just keep getting, so do you have angels everywhere in the house though? Are those them right there?
I have angels. Yes.
Okay, but do you have gnomes? But do you have like fairy gardens? Say no if you don't.
No.
Okay, I don't know why she keeps showing me these. So sometimes they show me something that's figurative, sometimes it's literal. I don't know why I keep getting this. Do you find feathers?
Yes.
Okay. So just know it's not in your brain. This is not a reading that I do as evidence in front of hundreds of people and like kind of be like, you know, there's probably 5 things I could say where everyone will say yes. If you ask me if I found feathers, I'd be like, nope. So I just want you to know it is a very strong validation. And also, I don't know why you don't keep showing me the hair changing color, brown to black, brown to blonde, blonde to brown. So I don't know if that's a big thing for her or you, but I just kept getting that. Okay.
Yes.
And I just keep getting that. She keeps showing me the 1-2, and that I don't know if it's a date or a time. I don't know. And listen, these aren't secret codes that we have to figure out forever. I had people come to me 5 years later. I had a dream, and I'm like, you've been holding on to it that long, you know. But
Her birth date was 12. It was 12/8. It was December.
Okay.
And her death date was the 12th.
Got it. That's funny because I was going to say 12/12 is my birthday, and I kept when you first said it, I was at 12/12, but it was off. So I don't know. She keeps showing me pink. I don't know if it's her favorite color. Do you understand this? Did she always wear pink or
Yes,
no?
I understand. Yeah.
Okay, as long as you understand it, because I don't just throw out a color.
Yeah.
But also that she keeps making me feel like she's with the angels now. You need to trust that. You need to act like it. But you must meditate, correct?
I try.
Okay, because I just keep feeling like I know you have the candles behind you, have the angels. She just keeps making me feel like work at it. and go beyond the thoughts and beyond the emotions so that you don't have to participate in the circus, and then it starts to heal. When it doesn't lead us, it starts to heal. And because most people either want to hide it or like parade it, and we don't know how to kind of like know the difference and when to balance it. Hold on one second. So also, do you have like something in your right pocket that you carry around? Do you understand this? So it's either like a charm or it's something I feel like I want to pull out. Like,
Oh,
do you understand this?
it's on my right arm.
Okay, bracelet or what is it?
She gave me a bracelet.
Okay, because I
And
feel
I
like I
always
want
wear it.
um, hold on. And also the Jamie. Do you understand that? Jamie. Say no if you don't know.
Jamie?
But yes,
No,
it feels like a girl's name to me.
no.
If it's okay.
Not right offhand.
Jamie or JD. Keep getting this. I'm gonna leave it. Don't make it. Okay. She just keeps making me feel like. So do you understand also that she would you understand that she was either reckless or responsible?
No.
Okay. She keeps making me feel like there's something here about not being either out of the woods yet
Well,
or
yeah.
does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Again, like I said, I don't have to understand it, but the way that the words are coming are important.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And look, and when we're putting the spotlight, we forget everything. I've had people forget their husband's name. I'm not kidding. We're like, who's Mike? And they're like, oh no. And dude's like, that's me. Swear to God, I'm not making that up. So I just keep feeling there's like I can't quite put my finger on what happened or how. I don't know. I don't understand it, but I just keep getting that she got all the prayers, she got everything she was supposed to, and this was the way it was supposed to be. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
And that this was supposed to set you on your journey. Okay?
Yeah.
So you opened the door for her to get her wings, and now she opens yours. Okay?
I just think it's I always think it's by accident. I don't consider myself intuitive.
Listen, every day I do this, I wake up and go, no, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I mean, my adjectives start with F. So I'm just telling you, I'm just being honest. People make it sound like we talk to gnomes all day, like, and elves. Like, I'm just telling you, like, it's not, you don't have to know your spirit guide's name and walk around with your spirit guide like we're hanging out. Like it's not like that. It's a very natural, organic process. Don't be afraid of it, and let it. Slow and steady is sustainable. Any quick shortcuts, you miss stuff. And I'm very willing to be wrong, as you can see, because if they lead, it can't go wrong. If I lead, I'm trying to please you or trying to fill in the gaps or give you what you want to hear. People start leading me, it starts going wrong because I'm letting it. And like, so our jobs are to be guardians of the integrity, the authenticity, and becoming that bridge takes a lot of time. And becoming that bridge, we have to be as clear as possible. It doesn't mean we can't hurt. I just had to put my dog down 2 weeks ago. Crushed me way more than I thought. And then I had my daughter, who I had part-time, come sit with me, and it hits her every time she comes now. So then I had to live. I'm like, oh my God. Like, so it doesn't matter how connected we are and how much we believe. It doesn't mean we don't hurt. It just doesn't mean that, I miss my mom. I still pick up my phone and call my mom. Like, I got to tell you about this reading. It's crazy.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
weird.
You
right?
said mom. That's the H. My mom.
Helen?
Helen.
Thank you.
Oh,
So,
my God.
yeah, it's funny because my mom's name is Ellen. Isn't that cool?
Well, how did you just
And we have
came out with
tattoos of,
Helen out of nowhere?
yeah, but that's called mediumship. They did, not me. So the good thing you'll learn about mediumship, at least for me, on a good day, it's because you guys are in it and you're letting them lead. Because when people start taking charge, it stutters, it stops, it gets uncomfortable, and it becomes about what that person wants to hear. And they don't mean to do it. It just happens. And on a bad day, you got to take all the credit. Like, it's me. I'm just off because I've seen the best, and I mean names that you know, multiple times. And I did that on purpose because I needed to see that the best could have one of those days where you're like, ooh, if it was the one day I walked in and walked out, I don't know that I would ever believe in mediumship. But the other 4 or 5 times I saw some of those people, wow. And, accepting that imperfection allows us, at least for me, I've sought teachers that they made it sound like it should be perfect. And then when it really got into it, I would watch them work and I'm like, yeah, that didn't go so well. So I'm like, it gave me permission
It's
to
just
just be real.
amazing.
Yeah. So
That
just
was
be real about
amazing.
it. Be real about it. Listen, you can see the connection didn't need to be like, it was probably the most unexpected way, right?
You
Because
brought you
how do we
brought
even get to you
Steve
from
in.
Steve? Right.
You brought
So in the
Steve.
unexpected is where the magic is, not in the
But
expected. I hope you guys all get that.
Shelby, my daughter always comes in with her uncle Steve. She called him TT. They come together always. So when you said Steve, I wasn't thinking Shelby was coming in. I thought Steve was coming in. And it had to be my brother-in-law because you said it was a complicated relationship. But I didn't know
Works.
he was going to bring her in. She usually brings him in.
Don't forget about your mom
And
and your
my
dad.
mom finally came. My
Right. And your
mom,
dad and your dad.
thank you.
Right.
My dad's there too.
Yeah. So,
My dad's the Italian from Italy. His name is Philip. He's the P.
from before, usually I get one of the first ones at the end. But when I get bombarded with names, it makes me really skeptical. I feel like you could throw out 4 or 5 names and someone will just make it something.
Wow.
So that's why I'm very confident in what I get, but I also know when I'm not getting it right or someone's trying to make it what it's not. Because names are not always their names. Sometimes it's somebody, like it happened with Steve. Steve got me to you, and it was so weird because as I'm sitting here with you, I had to sit and wait and just be with you. I didn't have to try to figure it out, and you didn't say anything, and you gave me that loving space, and then I felt the female presence, and
You
that's
brought my
how
whole
it needs to
family
work.
in.
But in the improv is where the magic is. So I just appreciate you holding space like that, and don't and look at my website and stuff. We have classes and all that stuff, but whatever I can do to help with development, especially of the intuitive and the empathic qualities. I do a lot of different stuff. I don't advertise it all the time. We have a lot of people we do on the back end, but stay positive, and you're not losing your cookies, and trust that everyone's else okay, and you are far from alone. And now it's your time to start being a part of instead of apart from. They want
But
you to
you
have
just
that
brought my whole
opportunity.
family in, and they're on the other side. So I am kind of alone.
Yeah, but if anything, what'd you just say?
I
You
said, you
just brought
just
my whole
brought my whole
family in.
family through, and they're all on the other
So
side.
if your family, out of all the people here, your whole family came through and is the last one to come through to make you feel special and spotlighted,
Yeah.
don't you think that's by them telling you, but you're not alone?
Yeah.
I know it can feel like that, guys. Listen, I get it. I do. However, the only thing we can count on in life is change. I mean, we either roll with it or we're going against it, and that never works.
Thank you.
Yeah. So just stay positive, stay on the track of healing, and you don't have to figure it all out today. Just start being okay, not being okay, and being okay, being okay. Because she does want you to be happy. If you feel happy and then feel guilty, she doesn't want that. And she's with all good people. She's with everyone. She got her wings, okay?
I'm going to have a glass of wine now. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Absolutely. God bless.
Oh
Thank
my
you.
gosh.
Well, that was amazing. And
Wow.
I just want to say about the classes that Drew gives. One of our co-affiliate leaders for the sibling group is in one of Drew's classes. And I think it's really exciting that siblings are interested in doing this. I think that they, because of what they've been through, a lot of times are very, very intuitive. So if any of you, I mean, I just think it's really exciting that Drew does this also for younger people. And I think that this is the new generation, that indigo generation that's going to be helping us save the world as we go forward. So I appreciate everything that Drew does. And I also want to thank you, Drew, for being on here tonight. It's always such a pleasure to have you here. And everything that you were saying there were lots of people that were taking it, lots of people who were resonating with it, which is always the case. These kids always piggyback to make sure that they get messages to everyone. But thank you so much.
Yeah, and let me
Yeah,
just say
it
thank you
was
so
amazing.
much. Thank you guys for having me, and thank you for allowing me the room to get stuff wrong in order to get it right. Because that it takes that sometimes, and it doesn't discount from anyone else's hello from heaven, but please know that your people, there's nobody that's not okay. To them, you'll be home at 1 o'clock from school tomorrow, time wise. That's their time. To you, it's a lifetime away. So when people are like, they miss me, stop worrying about them. If you're worrying about them, you're not living your life. And the last thing they want to do is create or be part of any kind of misery for you. And I'm not saying to live in La La Land either. I'm just saying don't feel guilty by getting better. That's what they want. And that's the gateway. That's the opportunity. I mean, mediumship, I have friends I grew up with that see me that are cops. My dad was in law enforcement, and I'll see him at some like, dude, you're psychic. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, oh, here we go. But I got to tell you, I get a lot of guys, I get a lot of people that come to me, and I'm proud to say it nowadays. And who thought that? Who would have thought that? So, I'm sorry that you all have your situations, but I got to say, you're just very blessed to have such a wonderful group. So, Elizabeth and Irene, thank you.
Thank you so much, Drew.
And
What a great night. Amazing.
it was wonderful. And if you all would like to unmute and say thank you and good night.
Yes.
Thank you, Drew.
Thank you.
Thank you, Drew.
Thank you, Drew, so much.
You're awesome.
You are amazing.
Thank you so much.
So much.
It's awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Drew.
Thank you, Drew.
Night.
Very much.